The first 1,000 days of life, from conception to a child's second birthday, are key to healthy growth and development. But how can moms ensure that they're meeting their baby's nutritional needs during this time? Here to share some expert tips is Lauren Maneker, a dietitian and certified lactation education counselor. So Lauren, why is this period so important for the baby's growth and development?
So the first 1,000 days starts on the day of conception, and ends on the child's second birthday. And during that time, the brain is growing more rapidly than during any other time in their life. And because of that, it's dependent on certain nutrients to help support the development of the building blocks for cognitive abilities, motor skills, and social and emotional development. And as parents, of course, we want to do everything we can to start babies off on the right foot for a life of success. And that's why proper nutrition during this time is so important to focus on during pregnancy, lactation, and then once baby's transitioning to whole milk and solid foods.
And how do nutritional needs change as mothers progress through the trimesters?
So the needs can change because mom's belly's getting bigger, certain tissues and organs are being developed at different times, but we also need to remember that there are some foundational nutrients that we have to focus on throughout the entire pregnancy. And a lot of those have to do with the nutrients that support that brain development. And actually, the American Academy of Pediatrics has identified 14 nutrients that they call the building blocks for early brain development. Some of those include zinc, vitamin B12, iodine, choline, and protein. And of those, there are 3 that really need to be called out: iodine, choline, and vitamin B12. Reason being is because iodine, those 3 can have a time-sensitive impact during this time of development, which means that shortfalls during the first 1,000 days can have lifelong health implications for the child. And specifically when it comes to iodine, we're finding more and more that a big proportion of Americans are not consuming the recommended amounts of iodine every day. And for women between the ages of 15 and 49, some data suggesting that around 50% of that population is not consuming the recommended amounts of iodine. So they could be iodine deficient and not even know it.
And can you tell us about the nutrition needs when the baby is born?
When the baby is born, their needs continue to be focused on many things, including these brain health supporting nutrients. So throughout the entire 1,000 days, from conception to baby's second birthday, we cannot lose sight of the importance of those 14 nutrients that the American Academy of Pediatrics has identified to support baby's brain development.
Now, what foods can moms and kids include in their diet to help during the first 1,000 days?
Absolutely. So dairy milk, including lactose-free dairy milk, they have the same nutrients that contains 7 out of those 14 nutrients that the American Academy of Pediatrics emphasizes for brain health. It is considered an excellent source of iodine. So dairy milk is an easy thing to include during those first 1,000 days. I also like to emphasize those green leafy vegetables for folate, which is a key nutrient specifically during pregnancy. And then this one's sometimes a challenge, but those oily cold water fish like salmon contains healthy fats that are just incredibly important for brain health as well.
Hey, and for those moms with picky eaters, how can they get creative when incorporating dairy milk into meals and snacks for both themselves and their toddlers?
I'm a big fan of smoothies. Smoothies can be very customizable. You could include the dairy milk plus other ingredients that people enjoy. So I like to make smoothies very, very basic with dairy milk and some fruit, maybe a little bit of vegetable, some yogurt, ice, and maybe some maple syrup for sweetness. And then I like to mix and match some what I call add-ins based on who's consuming it and what they need. So if someone is in their first trimester of pregnancy and they may be experiencing nausea, we could add some fresh ginger to this basic dairy-based smoothie. And then for maybe toddlers that need some extra healthy fats, take that same smoothie, but instead of the ginger, you can add some avocado to it. So mix and match depending on what you need.
If someone wants to learn more, where should they go?
they could go to 1000days.org or gonnaneedmilk.com.
Lauren, this is really great information. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.